Email.
Yo, yo.
Yo.
Good, man. Back at it. Happy Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. One half of the pod, Antoine Bethea. Got my co-host, D. Butt.
Yes, sir. Live from the Thunderdome.
Thunderdome. The Thunderdome looking good, man.
Hey, this shit sweet, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might have to put these shades on, take a video, send it to you. This shit hard.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Understatement. You gotta pull up. Come see it.
Nah, that joint look good. That joint look good. Y'all tap into the Thunderdome, man, with Pete Mac, D Butt, man. D Butt got a segment on the show, man. Everything DB. That joint looking good.
Hey man, it's looking good. People been enjoying it. Obviously, that's shit. I guess I call it a passion project.
Yeah.
Am I just talking talking ball from our standpoint? Because obviously that's something you rarely hear, and people rarely know. It's a lot of us out there. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of us, but it's a decent amount of us out there that can speak on it on that type of level. But you don't hear to see it nearly enough, in the mainstream. So hopefully, me and other people help change that. But it's been fun. The guys enjoy it. The people watching and listening enjoy it, and obviously I enjoy it. So hopefully I can show more good going forward. But when we get in those meetings, we always more times than not correcting.
Yeah.
And so that's really what it is. Not really throwing anybody on the bus or trying to make anybody look, in a bad light, but just correcting mistakes so that everybody can learn from it.
Nah, no doubt. And like as we say, the film don't lie. So if you don't want to get talked about, if you don't want to be on that bad film, you just gotta do your job, man, and do it well. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But today's show, man, we got some things to talk about, highlight some games, some great matchups we got up this week. Obviously tonight, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. That's gonna be a dog fight.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about that. We got some big matchups this weekend. We got I think the one that everybody might be most excited to see is the Bills and the Dolphins. I think that's gonna be a great matchup. And then we're gonna tap into it. We got the Packers and the Bucks. We got the Giants and the Cowboys, man. So we got some games that we can tap into.
Yeah, week 3, man, and our coach in the in a must-win situation with the big bad Chiefs coming to town. So it'll be interesting to see how we respond after laying an egg last week and having this big challenge coming in with the Chiefs. So a lot to talk about. Obviously, a lot of big week 3, and then it always starts with Thursday night football tonight. So I'm gonna get into it.
Oh, and then Pro Hall of Fame, man, they came out with the list. And then they got some first time eligible guys, man. So we're gonna tap into that. We're gonna talk about that. A couple of our former teammates on that list, man. But we're gonna catch y'all on the other side.
Let's get to it. Yes, sir.
We back at it.
Post this video real quick.
Let's jump into it, man. We got Thursday night football tonight. Got the Steelers at the Browns. Got the Browns favorite here, 3.5. What going into this game, man? Like, what you looking for? I think
the line moved. This was at 5.5, right? Or a couple of days ago. I want to say probably yesterday. The Browns were favored by 5.5. But I mean, shoot, big team Browns called I don't know how you feel about this. We didn't talk about this yesterday. Talked about it a bunch on the Pat show. But Browns week 2, after that week 2 meltdown that we did talk about,
Yeah.
had a players only meeting early. And I know you've been a part of those in your 14-year career. We had Rod Wilson on the show yesterday and asked him what he thought about players meeting. He said in his 17-year career, he had one players meeting, and he wasn't necessarily a big fan of them. But what's your thoughts on these Browns having a player meeting? After week two.
Yeah, I think week 2 was early. I mean, and I think player meetings can go either way. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And sometimes player meetings can be very productive, where guys are letting their frustrations out, or just talking about what they can do um, to be better. But then also player meetings can just be B sessions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where you really not get anything out of it. It's just guys just complaining, and really not trying to get to a source of how the team could play better. So I've been part of them, and some of them I've left and be like, that was a waste of time. And then some that we really got to something in that meeting. So week 2, I think that's
that's
early.
early.
That's early to have a players meeting, but we'll see how the Browns respond tonight.
Yeah, and that that meltdown, you lose a game, and that hasn't happened in over 2,000 games. Being up 14, in that situation, no timeouts, less than 2 minutes. So I can see why, I guess, but hopefully they figured out. Obviously, they got a bunch of good players. Both of these teams are 1-1, correct? So 1-1, a divisional battle, prime time, short week.
Yep.
What am I looking for in tonight's game? I'm really looking for Mitch, man, Trubisky, because this is one of the this is one of the teams that had a quarterback battle going into in training camp. And we were on two different sides of this one. I said go with the vet, go with Mitch Trubisky, see where he at, see where he can take this team with his second opportunity being a starting quarterback in the league. And you were like, man, go with the young boy. Go with the young boy, Kenny Pickett out the gate. He was an older rookie that came in, obviously familiar with the city, familiar with the facility, the same place he's been his whole college career, and they both had good preseasons.
Yeah.
But Mitch, man, it's been shaky. It's been shaky early. Defense been playing well. Offense, not so much. So I'm really looking at Mitch to take a step in this Matt Canada offense, getting these receivers the ball down the field, and see if he can be the guy going forward. Because if not, I think a couple weeks down the line they're gonna be looking long and hard at that rook Kenny Pickett, maybe just throwing him in that fire, man. But what you looking forward to tonight?
That was gonna be it.
Yeah.
Mr. Trubisky, like how does he look? Coming off that loss against the New England Patriots, and you just mentioned, like I was saying, play Kenny Pickett. And I've always been the guy that says, if you got a vet
Mm-hmm.
that's in the building, play the vet. Let the rookie sit down. Let him learn the process, and understand what's going on as far as just a regular season routine or how the week goes. But in this instance, I was like, man, play Kenny Pickett. Obviously they came down to the last week of who's going to be the starter. Obviously, it was a tough battle, tough matchup, and I just thought that spoke volume as well. Because if Trubisky was that much ahead of Kenny Pickett, it would have been a no-brainer. Or maybe, Mike Tomlin just didn't want to let the public know. But for me, it was like, man, play Kenny Pickett. I think it will do something for the atmosphere in the stands, for the crowd. Like you said, him playing at Pitt, him being in the same locker room. But I'm looking to see how Mr. Trubisky, how he bounced back, how he plays. And then on the Cleveland side, man, how can they respond to that meltdown? I think that's big.
Man, that's tough.
Coming off a short, and it's a short week, so I think that's good because it really doesn't give you a long
You
amount of
got to
time
get over it
to
quick.
get back and think about it. Yeah, you got to get over it quick. So lean on Nick Chubb. I think the defense, Cleveland Browns, their defense can play a lot better, especially with the guys that they have on that side of the ball. But I think again, man, we're gonna have a dog fight tonight.
Yeah, man. Good old AFC North battle early in the season. Mike Tomlin in his division as an underdog has a really good record. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I saw it earlier this morning, but I know against that spread, if we pick in this game, I'm gonna go Steelers plus 3.5. Browns done been in the dog fight with the Panthers. eke that one out with a field goal, and now you drop a two touchdown. Like you said, that's tough to get over and move on, even in a short week. But talented ball club on both sides of the ball. I expect a big game from Denzel Ward tonight too. I don't know how much he gets targeted, but I think they'll try to get the rookie Pickens involved. But Denzel Ward kind of had a game, so I think he bounced back. Super talented dude. So I'm picking the Steelers plus 3.5. But the Cleveland Browns win at home in a close bounce back victory. Who you got in this one?
Money line. I think I'm going with the Cleveland Browns. Playing at home. I think they're gonna lean on Nick Chubb. I think the defense will come out play better. I got
Chubb's toting that thing.
Yeah, I got Browns though. I got Brown across the board. Money line and against the spread. I think it's gonna be a tough battle, tough game, but I got Browns across the board.
All right, don't let that hook get you. Don't let that little half.
Yeah, we gonna see. We gonna see.
Let that little half get you, man. But what else we got? What other games we got?
This the one right here. This one right here. The Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. Both teams coming in 2-0. I think a lot of people had the Bills. They were crowning the Bills, coming into the season, winning the AFC. And they've come out. They played well. I think the Miami Dolphins. I'm not gonna say they've surprised folks, but they are looking good. Tua's looking good. So I got the Bills
across the board.
Yeah. What you mean? How question is that? What you mean? Have you seen that? Have you seen this team play?
I have. I definitely have. Matter of fact, hold on. So hammer down.
No knock on what the Dolphins are doing, but these Bills.
The gambling expert. So hammer down put this out last night. So Bills -6.5 at the Miami Dolphins. Over under set at 52.5. Bills Mafia 2-0 against the spread. 3-1-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings. 4-0 against the spread in the last 4 September games. 7-1-1 against the spread in the last 9 against the AFC East. 6-1-1 against the spread in their last 8 games. So you should, But you get to my Dolphins, 2-0 against the spread this season. 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 home games. 9-2-1 against the spread last 12 games. 6-2-1 against the spread last 9 against the AFC. And 3-1-1 against the spread in their last 5 against the AFC East. So gambling wise, they both got some pretty solid trends going on, but you've seen enough from this Bills team where you like, man.
Hey, look,
I ain't trying to hear none of that.
None of that. Hey, look, Dolphins 2-0, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Tua. Yeah, I'm saying been playing good ball. Good ball, man. But
Bills ain't seen nothing like this, man. Bills ain't seen it. Hey, it is one thing to see.
And the Dolphins ain't seen shit or close.
Agreed. 1,000%. I agree with that. It's one thing to see that Tyreek Hill on tape, and then it's a whole nother thing to see that shit on film coming in fly motion and then going vertical, and then you got Waddle on the other side who shit ain't far behind when you look at as far as how explosive he is. So, Tua, I'm sure he's feeling himself right now. Mike McDaniel gonna have a good game plan. That Titans game got shit. Both of these games, this Bills teams is a wagon, man. But I got to take my dog. I'm taking my Dolphins plus 6.5.
Okay.
And you know what? And I'm taking them to win it. I'm taking them to win it at home. So I'm taking them with the points, taking them to win it. Let's go, man. We fans up over here.
Nah, I respect it, man. Going with your heart. Going with your heart, man. I respect it.
1,000%.
Hey, but because I'm looking at this game and I'm thinking, you got Coach Frazier over there on the defense coordinator, defense side of the ball, and how you're not gonna stop this offense, but how you can limit. And having those 2 veteran safeties, having a front who can get after the quarterback, I think that will help them a lot. You know, where you don't play a lot of single high when you got two speed guys like this. You play too high. Try to reroute the receivers at the at the line. I know that's going to be tough, but try to slow this
Yeah.
timing down. And now you can let that front four get after the quarterback. You got Von Miller. You know what I mean? So I think
Mm-hmm.
they have the guys that can be able to slow this offense down. I'm not going to say they're going to stop them, but I think that's kind of the way you should kind of go when you play these Miami Dolphins. Safeties, get a little deeper this week. If you normally line up at 14, line up at 16 to 17.
Hey, remember these safeties, these Bill safeties, are very familiar with Tyreek Hill and what he can do to you.
Yeah.
Because when he was with the Chiefs, that 13-second game, but he had what was it, a dig route that he took to the crib for like 60, just outran angles. So Poyer, Hyde, and Cole know how dangerous of a weapon Tyreek is. But different defense, different monster, and we that's what Leslie Frazier's been doing. This defense, he's able to play too high because he got dogs up front that rotate, stay fresh.
Yeah.
Got very versatile safeties that can do multiple things, that fly around, and got some young corners outside. So that's gonna be something to watch too. Because even Dane Jackson got injured, who's maybe second, third year, and he got good news coming out of the hospital because the hit looked ugly on Monday Night Football, some friendly fire. But so it'll be interesting to see what they do as far as with those corners, how they try to protect them. And then if Mike McDaniel is patient early with running that ball, he was the run game coordinator for a while in San Fran. So let's see if Mostert, I got Mostert on my fantasy team. I'm like, no, I ain't gonna start him against his Bills defense.
Yeah. Come on, come on,
Yeah. Let me relax, man. But if you the D coordinator for that Dolphins team, you Josh Boyer, like what's your game plan going into this game, trying to slow down this Bills offense and Josh Allen, what they got going on over there?
man. Man, I don't know. Like, it's tough. Obviously, you gotta make them play left-handed. For that, you gotta limit 14. Josh Allen, that's his go-to guy. So
Man,
it is, man. You gotta have 4 eyes on Stephon Diggs. I don't care what it is. I don't care about man up. He put his pants on nah. We're gonna have 4 eyes on number 14, and we're gonna try to limit him as much as possible. And then for the front, I think it's very. I know when we used to play running quarterbacks, and I can't even. Is Josh Allen considered a running quarterback?
yes, he should. I mean, he
Mobile quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Mobile quarterback. He can kill you obviously with his arm or his legs.
Yeah, so like when you're on the defensive side of the ball, and like that's one thing that you hate. You hate a quarterback who can prolong plays and who can get yards with his legs. So for that, like Miami got to be really disciplined on the defensive side of the ball. Your rush lanes as far as your front got to be important, and you got to be able to get to the quarterback. And again, the biggest thing is limit 14. Don't let 14 beat you. If somebody else beats you,
has a tippy cap to him.
Yeah, great job. You know what I mean? But if 14 is out here getting 13 catches for 150 yards, that's not a good day for the defense.
Yeah, man. So some good receivers obviously doing their thing this year. Tyreek Hill, I think, leading the league. Diggs is at 2, and then Waddle's at 3. So you got the top 3 receivers, yardage wise. So this is the game I'm definitely looking forward to. Yeah, going into this one, man. This gonna be. I need a. This I feel like this is around the week where AB takes a good view of the landscape in the league, and this is when you start picking just a random team to just get a win or upset or surprise somebody. Are you feeling that for anybody right now? Anyone you see? You feel it for my Colts? Anyway, we only 5.5 point dogs.
I love my Colts, but I don't see it this week. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they, it's their first home game. But just what I saw the previous 2 weeks, I hope that I'm wrong, but I don't see that with the Kansas City Chiefs.
So you don't see the bounce back against Pete Mahomes and co.
I don't. I don't, man.
Yeah, I was trying to get you to think with your heart.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, man, but I don't see that.
Same.
Give me another week or two. Give me a week You know, it was a little hot take with the Jaguars early this season. I told y'all to look out for them. You
And
know,
1-1.
they 1-1. Another
You
team,
know,
another team that that we've been talking about. Let me see if nah, Tony put it in there. But an interesting game. The Vikings and the Lions.
yeah, the Lions are, after Hard Knocks, a lot of people are rooting for them. They've been running the ball well. That receiver, St. Brown, putting the league on notice.
Yeah.
That was definitely a guy that a lot of evaluators missed on, probably overthought it. But he is doing his thing, and he taking note, kept receipts. But this Lions team look like they may be in that fight for the NFC North potentially.
I like it, man. I like it. It's been a long time since the Lions been something to talk about.
Yeah, man, a long time.
And then the Vikings coming off a whooping against the Philadelphia Eagles, man. So we're gonna see how they bounce back, how Kirk Cousins bounce back. So I think that's gonna be another good game this week.
Yeah, I think they bounce back. I think obviously Kirk started off hot, but that prime time Kirk is a real thing at this point. So if I see any more, they don't play on prime time this week again, do they? If they
I don't
don't,
think
this is a regular 4 o'clock kickoff.
shit
He's gonna
four,
be on my ticket to throw for 275 plus. But
shit
if there's
four,
anything after 4,
4 o'clock though. Shit, how many games come on at 4? It was like 4.
nah, I think he good at 4.
Good
I
at
ain't gonna.
4.
Yeah, he good at 4. Anything 7:15, 8:20, any of those kickoffs. Nah, I'm staying away from it. But 1 o'clock, Kurt.
You rocking,
4:25, Kurt. Yeah, I'm riding.
rocking with him.
I'm
Nah,
riding. And Justin Jefferson shit. But was in a straight jacket on prime time.
Slay was out there balling.
Slay had that shit in the cooler.
Slade was balling. Slade was balling. Another tough matchup. You got two top quarterbacks in the league right now.
Bucks they
Packers at the
favorite, bro.
Packers at Bucks. Bucks 1.5 point favorite. Obviously the Bucks without Mike Evans, without Godwin. Did they say anything about Julio Jones?
I haven't heard any updates, but
Update. So
Julio.
that receiver room is a little light over there with the Bucks, man. You think?
Signed Cole Beasley.
Yeah. I think
I don't know if he'll be this week, but sign him.
that'll be a good signing for the Bucks. We all know how Tom Brady loves to have his receivers work that middle of the field, whether it's Gronk at the tight end position or even when he was with New England when you had Wes Welker, Amendola,
Mm-hmm.
number of guys. You think A-Rod and the Packers can go in there and get a win?
I think they can. I think they can. Because for them, they're figuring it out as far as those young wide receivers, and hopefully they're getting healthier up front.
Yeah.
This Bucks defense, man, they done came out the gate top bowls. Obviously, been with this crew for a while now, been a head coach, but still that same voice with the defense, starting this season off healthy on the back end, but like the way they mix it up front and tie it in with the back end. This defense look like the best in the league right now, if not, top 2 or 3. And I think that's early on as they figure things out on offense and work through injuries. You can always depend on Brady to figure it out. But if A-Rod is clicking, it can get a run game going early, which is tough to do against the Bucks. But if you can get Aaron Jones and Dylan going again like they did last game, I think he can find, a favorable matchup here and there with the guys on the outside. Got his guy Lazard back. So I think this Bucks defense so damn good, man. But I'm gonna go A-Rod, man. I'm gonna go A-Rod. He gonna figure it out. I feel like he gonna figure it out. He gonna figure it out and get a dub on the road against the Bucks. So I'm taking the Packers in this on the money line, and obviously with the 1.5.
Yeah, I don't know. Y'all catch my pick on Saturday. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know which way I'm leaning on this one, man. It's gonna be a tough one though. I think it's gonna be a good
Mike
one.
Evans out too. Yeah,
Covers out, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be
yeah.
a tough.
Tackles banged up. Yeah, I'm going to Packers on this one. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pack. Remember this, y'all. I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers are the favorite come kickoff. What's this Thursday? So by Saturday night, the Packers are. This is already a point and a half, so damn near pick them. But I think the Packers would be point and a half favorites by kickoff. It's my prediction.
D-Bus prediction. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Another divisional matchup. Cowboys at the
Prime time.
um basically a pick 'em right here. Giants a 1 point favorite. Um, it's gonna be a good one, man. I think Cowboys, what they've been able to do, obviously getting a good win with Dak on the sideline, and the Giants 2-0. They was able to get their first home win last week. I think I'm gonna go with the Giants here, man. I'm gonna go with momentum.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with momentum here. It's like you said, it's a pick 'em. They're a 1 point favorite. Um, Giants 2-0. Confidence. I think they have a lot of confidence over there in that locker room right now.
Yeah.
And that's
They
really
ball got them rolling.
obviously they got a stud that they got to deal with on Dallas defense. Micah Parsons, he's having a
Yeah.
hell of a season. First two games, he's wrecking havoc. But
Special.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Giants here, man. I think they come out this game 3-0.
3-0 start for the Giants. That sound crazy. But shit, it's a new era over there. Obviously Brian Daboll, and we got a healthy Saquon. We talked about Michael Parsons. Shit, these Penn State boys balling right now because
Yeah.
Saquon is looking good as well, and they look like they're going through him. Daniel Jones looks like he's been more intentional with taking care of the ball, which is something that we always talk about was his biggest issue. And then the Cowboys, man, with the backup quarterback Cooper Rush, they coming in with some momentum too. They coming in with some momentum after a big win against the Bengals that I don't think a lot of people expected them to get. So yeah, you can get my pick on this one on Saturday. But both of these teams got some shit going for them. I want to get your thoughts on some a take that is made his way around the airwaves. Steve Young, when he was speaking on Dak Prescott and his Cowboys team after Cooper Rush got that win, he was like, "Hey man, Dak could take some notes in so many words on how Cooper Rush, the fundamentals and going through reads and XYZ." How do you feel about those comments?
Now I respect the comments, and a lot of times playing that position, you got pressure on you, right? You get paid all this money, um, and I feel like watching how Dak plays. Sometimes I feel like he feel like he got some pressure on him. I got to go out here and I have to make every play.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? And to Steve Young's point, is like, hey, just let the offense work for you. You got solid O line. You got some solid receivers. Just take what the defense gives you. Whatever the offense say, do. If that's your first read, second read, do that. But again, I can definitely see where Dak feels though he has some pressure. He has to make plays. He's getting paid all this money because you hear it on the news all the time. Oh, you get
yeah,
paid all this money. Dak needs to step his game up. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. So I mean, you can say what you want to say as far as like, oh, I don't hear what the outside world talking about. BS. Like you hear that stuff. So I agree with Steve Young, and I also agree with like how what RG3 said as far as the OC. Like, how do you call the game? Like games that you call the game different when you got a Dak in there versus when you have a Cooper. So
yeah.
everything's not, you can't just put everything on number 4. Like, it's a system. So it's
It's a
the OC
fact.
and it's 4. So I agree with both Steve Young and RG3 with the statements they had on the offense for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and then you even go up one more level as far as the people putting this team together. You obviously came into this season with some glaring holes on that roster that they didn't address. And like you said, I don't care what you paying a guy, you can't put it all all on him,
Yeah.
and that Dak and the money, that situation should be dead at this point because he probably maybe still crack the top 11, 12 as far as quarterbacks. 'Cause a lot of people that got paid since him, and Dak has more than earned that. But I like when the backup comes in and surprises people. Shout out to Cooper Rush, aka Cooper Cush. I might
So
ride with him again on the road, man. It's a
I
lot
don't
of
know. And
I might. We'll see though. Tap in Saturday. We'll see.
you got some game film on Cooper now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got some,
And Noah Brown.
yeah.
He
So
had a big game last week.
you got some film on him. So now the coach has been in the film room all week, and looking at the strengths and the weaknesses. How can we attack these weaknesses? So
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a little different come game two of Cooper starting this year. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, Bengals tried to get after him a little bit. He stood in there and made some throws, man. He might be 2-0 now. I know he went in there and got a big win against got a win against the Vikings last year.
Yeah, yep.
So yeah, he might be 2-0. And Jerry is trying to rush Dak along with his injury too. So it'd be interesting to see how
Slow
the
down.
eternal optimist
Slow down, double D.
Jerry Jones, man. But
Down.
yeah, man, we'll see.
We gonna tap into one more game.
Let's get to
This
one
week,
more.
the Rams and the Cardinals. We got the Rams traveling to Glendale, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Rams 3.5 point favorite. Cardinals coming off a huge win in Vegas last week. Coming back, big rally in the fourth quarter. What you think, man? Divisional matchup, always play each other tough.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
I think these Cardinals, man, they got a on both sides of the ball, but like you said, they rallied, got some momentum going in this game offensively. With the quarterback and the wide receivers and shit. But defensively, they got to tighten up, man. Figure it out, especially against a team like this. With Sean McVay and the Rams, obviously they started off slow. Got a big win against the Falcons last week, and Allen Robinson is coming along. So week one wasn't really involved at all. It was a lot of Cooper Cup, lock in. Wasn't even looking one's way. And then this past week, I want to say he caught 4 out of the 5 targets that was his way, caught a touchdown. So building that rapport, gaining the trust from Matt Stafford, which is huge because we saw with this offense when Odell came over, and now you got to deal with Odell, and you still got to deal with 10 Cooper Cup, who always gonna get open. That's when they really become a problem on offense. So if they can continue to figure that out, they're gonna be a tough team to stop. So Cardinals got their hands full this week. Rams, like you said, 3.5 point favorites on the road. A lot of road favorites this week too. When you look at the whole slate, I'm not gonna pick this one yet either. But this is definitely gonna be a game I'm locked into.
Another
I
tough one.
think, yeah. I ain't gonna pick this one yet, but it's a game. You can go either way with this one. I know it's 3.5 point spread, but you can go either way with this one for sure.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I think I'm gonna save my pick for Saturday. Shit, roll the dice on this one for real.
And for y'all who don't know, maybe it's your first time tuning in. Every Saturday we put out a pick show. Well, most Saturdays we put out a pick show. Pick the game, pick the full slate. And it's usually about a 15, 20-minute episode. We just kind of talk through each game briefly. And being that we've kind of talked through, 4 or 5 of them now, it should be probably even quicker. But it's a quick game. Not only what games we picking, but why we're picking them that way. And then, see how it goes. These first 2 weeks been a little, eh. But we'll see. We get hot.
Yeah, we'll bounce back. Sticking to the NFL, list came out yesterday.
Yes, sir.
The Hall of Fame list came out yesterday. Here you can see you got the quarterbacks and the running backs. I'm not gonna read them all, but quarterbacks, we got some names up there: Donovan McNabb, Steve McNair. Running backs: Tiki.
McNair.
Yeah, you got shoot, Steven Jack, Priest Holmes, Jamal Lewis. I think we got Freddie T,
Got Freddie T up there.
and then I think this year Chris Johnson,
Yep.
Johnson 2K, first year eligibility. Tone, you can put the all the first year guys who's eligible. And you got your wide receiver crew. This crew is always tough.
Mm-hmm. Antoine Bolden. Who else? Who? Hester. I think he should definitely get in. Torrey Holt should have been in. Andre Johnson as well. I think Drake could have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, but they set up based on precedent. I can see them making them made them wait a year and get in this year. But like you said, it's a Steve Smith. Man, it's always a log jam at it. Reggie Wee's still on here. So yeah, it's always a log jam at this position for some reason. Tough position to get in.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of names on this list that definitely deserve to get that jacket.
No doubt, no doubt, man. We move on to the tight ends and the O line. Sure, tight ends, man. One of former teammates, Dallas Clark. Then O lineman, one of our guys, OG Willie Anderson.
Yeah. Willie need to go in for sure.
Yeah, you got Jeff Saturday, another one of another former teammate.
Yep.
Nate. And you got some on here.
Logan Mankins.
Nick Mangold.
Guard. He was a dog. Former teammate of mine. Played a whole season with a torn ACL. Still, I think had a Pro Bowl year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. An absolute monster. But yeah, once again, in these names, usually most of these guys are deserving. And it's a tough haul to get in, as it should be.
Yeah.
Brian Waters, played a long time, good player.
Yeah, man. This list is tough, man. D line and linebackers. It's going to be
John Abraham, Jared. Yeah.
Rob Matt.
Rob got to get in. We've been talking about the Vic Fangio defense. Justice Smith up there, who didn't get a lot of national fanfare, but if you know football, you watch the game, he was a menace up front.
Yeah, Vince Wilfork, one of your former
teams. Yep. Big V on the ballot again.
Sure. Linebackers. We got Patrick Willis, and then we're gonna show you the list. But D Butt just mentioned the Vic Fangio defense. Navarro Bowman, first year eligibility this year.
Yep.
Takeo Spikes, Willie McGinnis, Teddy Bruschi. Man, like
Willie McGinnis.
London
I thought he was Iron Man. Zach Thomas. Yeah, man. Sheesh.
Some names up here, man. Some names. DBs.
Rondé need to get in there, man. Go pull up them numbers.
No doubt.
Numbers stupid.
No doubt.
Zon need to be in.
You got Rodney Harrison. You got Bob. Peanut
Tillman.
A-Dub, Adrian Wilson, Darren Wilson, man. A lot of names on here, man. I know them. And last
game changes.
Pat.
Shout out Pat.
Last but not least, we got the punters and kickers and special teamers, man. Like D-Bus say, shout out Pat McAfee.
Yeah. Pat, I think so. This is Pat first year eligibility. All these names up here. Gary Anderson, Jason Elam, like these are Cribbs. Everybody knows Josh Cribbs, what he did in that return game. Brian Mitchell. Yeah, man. Special list.
And then here you got your first year eligibles. Running back Chris Johnson, 2K, offensive lineman Jari Evans, Joe Thomas. I think Joe Thomas would be a first ballot for sure.
Agreed.
Defensive lineman, you got D Free. Linebacker. Yeah, Navarro Bowman and James Harrison. DBs, you got Cam Chancellor and Darrell Revis. I think Darrell Revis might be a first timer.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's definitely gonna be a conversation.
Yeah. And then punter, you got Shane
Leckler.
Um, so a tough list, man. Tough
As
list.
always, yep.
Anybody that stick out to you as far as a no brainer?
Um, Joe Thomas, I think would be a no brainer. First ballot, being in this his first year being eligible. Ah, man, no brainers. Maybe somebody I missed, but I would say that would be the one that stands out. That's like, all right, he going in for sure. Um, like I said, I think Andre Johnson should go in this year. Not only numbers wise, but if you look at the quarterbacks, and I hope the voters have enough sense. But you look at the teams he was on, the quarterbacks he played with, the numbers he still put up, and how he played the game, how he dominated the game year in year out. I think Dre should be in there too. But like you said, that wide receiver list is a tough list. You got Reggie, Steve Smith, like you got guys who need to be in there. What about you? Who stands out for you?
I mean, Joe Thomas stands out, and then I would say Devin Hester, man. I think Devin Hester gets in this year.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I think Devin Hester gets in this year for sure. And then after that, man, it's tough sledding. I think you got every position group we put up there. You probably got like two or three guys that's very, very deserve. I mean, I ain't gonna say you got two or three guys that's really deserving uh,
Yeah.
to be in there, man. So it's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be interesting to see once they knock it down and they eliminate guys and see who's gonna be that class of 2023.
Hell yeah, I'm right there with you. All right. All right. But getting back to the current league, man. Like who were your Super Bowl representatives? Your
I think
NFC and AFC pick coming into the year.
I think I had the Bills and the did I have the Bills and the Bucks?
I can't remember. Hey, Tone,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Tone
I had the Bills and the Bucks.
So you still feel confident with those picks? I know you probably feel confident with the Bills.
I feel
Probably feel
confident.
more comfortable with the Bills one. What about that NFC, man? I feel like the power is kind of shifting on that side of the field. I still feel good. I don't know if I picked the Eagles on our show, but
I definitely don't think you picked the Eagles to go to the
you
Super
sure?
Bowl.
I think I did, bro.
Yeah, I definitely I know
I
you
think I did, bro.
not to the Super Bowl.
I think I did. I know for sure I picked it on Pat's show when he put me on the spot and asked me. But yeah, I think that's my only. You think about all my teams, that's my only NFC team. Chargers, Eagles, those are my Super Bowl picks, and then I got the Dolphins, obviously, and then my Colts, obviously, but looking rough for my Colts.
You might have, but
So yeah, Chargers, Eagles, man.
that sound like a long shot that you picked the Eagles for the Super Bowl. But we gonna
Hey,
see.
I be early, man. I be
Hell,
telling you, man, I be early.
you going that early? Shit.
I be early.
But nah, I mean the Bucks. I'm still confident in the Bucks. You know what I mean? Like you said, the defense playing lights out. And it's only up for the offense from here. Like shit, all your receivers
Facts.
out. Your O line is gonna have. It's gonna be more continuity with them as they continue to play. And time is time. You know what I mean? You can't really you can bet against time, but a lot of time that doesn't. You know,
Nothing bold, well, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm still confident. I'm still confident. I like the Eagles. The Eagles are looking good, but if
Still early.
I'm gonna stand on mine.
All right. Yeah, and it's still early, long season, and obviously now that we're in this media space, we gotta overreact. We gotta talk about it. We gotta see things kind of in that vacuum week to week. But like you said, the Eagles look really good right now, and as people, defensive coordinators, smart defensive players like yourself, continue to build that book on Jalen Hurts and his offense and all the young quarterbacks out there. Brady, A-Rod, Mahomes. These guys like you know who they are. They know what you are, and we know they still going to be great week in and week out. The young quarterbacks, they can be great, but can they sustain that? So that's what still left to see.
Yeah.
with Jalen Hurts and some of these other young guys. Joe Burrow, your guy right now, he in the tough, he in a, he
In the tough
deleted his Instagram and Twitter saying he ain't want to see
smart
nothing after
smart
coming out of the coming out of the gates 0-2 off of the Super Bowl loss. And this is something you brought up last year. This is something we talk about and you hear around the game a lot. Like, how do you handle success and whatnot, especially that young team. But you still feel the same way about your guy Joe Burrow and Cincy. He was that top
Yeah.
five for you. So he's still top 5, 6 quarterback in the league.
Yeah, man. Nah, let's not get crazy. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Joe Burrow. Well, I don't know. He might be out of the top. If we talking right now and how quarterbacks are playing, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, he might be out of the top 5.
yeah, I agree with you.
Like right now, if we just basing off of what have you done for me lately, and that's the first 2 games of the season,
Mm-hmm.
he would not be in my top 5 right now.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm if we talking about the body of work, um, and what the future looks like, he's top 10 quarterback, but right now he will not be in my top 5.
Okay. Keep it real. I appreciate that, AB.
Oh,
Being honest.
I'm gonna keep
Being honest, keeping it a buck, man. We appreciate that here at the Man to Man Pod. But yeah, it's been rough.
our O
Like,
line. Our O line, man. We gotta
man,
run that up.
they spent all that money for him to be sacked 13 times through the
Yeah.
first 2 weeks. That's tough sledding. But speaking of on 2 teams, so the winless teams, I believe it's 7 of them right now. We got obviously the Colts. We have the Bengals, your Bengals, our
Oh
Colts,
man,
Titans, Raiders, Panthers,
Texans in there somewhere.
Texans, yep, 0-1-1, and then the Atlanta Falcons. Out of the old 7 winless teams, which one or should it possibly 2 teams you still have faith in turning around and possibly making it into the dance to the playoffs?
I would say our coach.
Okay.
I say our coach just because you look at our division, shit, it's 3 teams in there with no wins. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think our coach can turn it around, and I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Colts. I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Um, the Bengals, they have obviously we know they have the talent on that team. The O line got to shore some things up. And again, when I go back to our coach, you look at they don't have a win. Tennessee doesn't have a win, and then the Texas doesn't have a win.
Yep.
It's just Jackson. So they're still there. They still have. Again, we look at the roster. They have the guys that's capable to go out there and make plays. So, like Frank's been saying, look, we're not gonna panic. We're not gonna switch up what we do. We just got to do it better.
Let's switch something up.
You know what I
Should
mean?
sound good.
So we gonna see. But I got, I'm gonna rock with our coach, and then I'm gonna rock with my Bengals. How about you?
All right. I mean, those two good ones. I go Bengals as well. I think they figured out at least make that playoffs. And honestly though, man, right now I might have more faith in the Titans turning around. I know they just got the ass beat by the Bills, but that's a different beast. But that's kind of who and what you got there. You know what Tannehill is. You know what Derrick Henry is. You know who you are defensively, head coach. This is the 1 seed last year, and obviously it started out ugly loss to the Giants, then uglier loss to the Bills.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't know, man. I got more faith in Mike Vrabel and that team figuring it out than I do in my coach. Honestly, if I'm being honest, just like you kept it real with Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
I got to keep it real with my coach. Like, just from the outside looking in objectively, and I know it's ugly with both of them, honestly, but I think if I could be a fly on the wall in each facility, I think I'd be like, you know what? I think the Titans will probably figure this thing out.
So
Because I don't see your Jaguars holding on to this lead they got right now in the juggernaut that we call the AFC South.
So you said you had more confidence in the Titans. So like I know we was kind of talking about it, um, this past week when they brought Malik Willis in.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it could be for multiple different reasons. It could be like the game was out of reach. Hey, let's put the young boy in there. Let's get us some
Yeah.
game reps. Or hey, like Ryan Tannehill's not playing great. You know what I mean? So even with that looming, you still have more confidence in the Titans.
Yeah, because I mean, at least they got another option. At least you got a spark that can potentially come in, or maybe we start to see some Malik Willis, packages, and we you still got Derrick Henry too. Derrick Henry, obviously that Bills defense and Leslie Frazier,
Yeah.
who should be a head coach in the National Football League again. He had a great game plan, but yeah, because man, this Matt Ryan led, like I just don't see it. And Tannehill, obviously, you don't look at it and say, "Hey, man, Tannehill, he's gonna light it up." But this, man, I watched the film, this Matt Ryan stuff. But so at least they got that option. There's nowhere for us to go if Matt Ryan doesn't figure this out. I think it only can snowball, which I don't think it will. But I just see that Titans team. I say, okay, they can depend on, lean on Derek, just like we can lean on JT, but they can lean on Derek. I think they got a better defense. Honestly, ours may look good on paper,
Yeah.
but Simmons, Bayer, I think those guys. So yeah, if I had to put a chip in the table and say, hey, which one? Only one of these teams is gonna make a run, turn around, figure it out in the playoffs. I would say the Titans because I'm still got that sour taste in my mouth from last year with how we ended the year last year when we needed it most. We needed it most for our guys to step up and get one win in these last two games. We couldn't get it done, and then we came out this year, starting on some bullshit. So that's where I'm at with it.
There you
We'll
hear it
see.
there. Deep butt. Deep butt. Um, but man, I hope you wrong, man. I hope our coach
Me
can,
too.
man. I hope the coach can find a way to get this
Me
thing
too.
and turn this season around, even though it's early. But all these
Yeah,
games.
man. Man. Yep. Anything else we got? Any other news out there? Any good questions, comments we got? I
Yeah,
can't see them today.
I put some questions in the comment section. We talked about this. I think it was last week or earlier this week. Robert Sarver starts the
Yeah.
process of selling the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury. I think he owns a third
Oh,
of.
the Suns?
I think so. I think that's what they said. But um, so this was the right move right here, huh?
Yeah, we talked about it on, was that Monday? Maybe even last week.
Yeah,
We talked about it, and we heard some of the biggest names and biggest players speaking out on it. Some being on his team with Chris Paul, and then um I don't want I don't want to say more importantly because that is important that they use their voices and platforms to speak out. But I think what really what we know moves that needle, especially when we talking about business and billionaires and in that world, is when that money get to talking. And when PayPal comes out and say, hey, you know what? If
yeah,
this owner's still here, we not renewing our jersey sponsorship. The second majority owner or whatever, the owner with the second most ownership of hey, I think Sarver needs to sell and blah blah. So that's when that real pressure starts to mount up to make something happen. And in the end, he's still gonna win from that standpoint. You know what I mean? Just like Donald Sterling, you force him out, and a lot of people, throw a parade and say, "Hey, we got this guy out of here," which is good. He's not in that league, and you are moving forward. But you selling you selling an entity for a couple $1 billion, you get that check, you get that wire. I'm sure Sarver won't be
he
he
ain't gonna
won't
be
be sulking too much.
not at all, not at all.
But it's
Again,
a good move though, and
it's
definitely the right move.
Nah, I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah,
Um, huge baseball fans here. Huge baseball fans here. So we
yeah.
we got Aaron Judge, man. He hits his 60th home run, equals Babe Ruth single season tally, man. So looking to get one more. I know every time he comes up the bat, the crowd standing up, they getting their gloves ready, they getting their hat ready so they can catch this.
All rise.
What?
You catch that ball. You catch that ball in the stands. You catch that baseball. What's your ask to Aaron Judge to hand that piece of memorabilia back over?
Oh, you
Or do
about
you ask anything? Because the 60th, I think the guy just gave it back to him. He didn't want nothing. Like, hey, this your accomplishment. Boom.
he a better
So what?
man than me. He a better man than me. Hey man, let's go to dinner, man. Let's sit down, let's rap, let's talk, man.
Let's
You
talk
know what
about
I'm saying? But shout outs to whoever that guy was that gave him that ball back. But yeah, he a better man than me. We gonna sit down, we gonna have a conversation.
Shout out to Aaron Judge too. If you do a revision of your book, Bet on Yourself, we need an Aaron Judge, just a story, a page, or something, because he bet on himself, turned down a deal that he felt like wasn't to his standards and what he felt like he was worth. And man, he went out here, and a lot of people that do cover the game are saying that this is the best hitting season ever, especially when you consider how dominant pitching has been with baseball in recent years. Always fresh arms and a bunch of guys throwing 100 and a bunch of movement. So for Judge to come this season with that contract looming and betting on himself, man, this is one of the best stories. Him, Lamar, you got a lot of guys out there betting on themselves right now, and I for one love to see it. I know you do too.
Now, at all times, man, bet on yourself, man. You can see here the fewest team games to reach 60 homers, man. Aaron Judge at
Wow.
147, and obviously you can see the two guys above him, Barry Bonds at
See a lot of juice on that list.
Mark McGwire 42. But hey, shout out to Aaron Judge, man. Go ahead and get that.
Hold on, throw that back up, please. Let me read this list for the people who can't see. Let's start from the top. So Barry Bonds back in 01 took him 141 games to get to 60 home runs. Mark McGwire took him 142. I think that's 96 or 98. I can't see it.
98.
Okay, 98. 2022 this year, 147 for Judge. And then you got Sosa, Babe Ruth, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa again, Roger Maris, and shit. We were around the same age. We remember that Sosa, Bonds, McGwire era. That was appointment television. I would have caught that too, Ty. That was appointment television during that juice era, man. But like you said, with all the testing and it being at least we think it's a clean game right now. And Aaron Judge to do this, man. This is dope.
Nah, no doubt. Then even Albert Pujols, man.
Yeah. Oh man, Pujols.
I'm trying to get to that 700, man. So shout out to Albert Pujols and Aaron Judge, man. So that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, that's real dope. And anytime you making these type of news with football season, you know you're doing something special.
No doubt. We got a question from the Jenkins. Funniest play of D-Bud and AB's careers, like the one they think back on and laugh every time. Oh, I already know mine.
Mine too. Mine happened in the first game. I've told the story a few times, but first game, last play of the game, one of those, offense tossing the ball around, throwing it back, and I'm just flying around like a chicken with his head cut off, bounced off 4 different dudes, missed four tackles on one play. And every time I tell this story and think about it, that's definitely something to laugh. I gotta find the actual video of that, but yeah. That would be mine. What about yours?
Man, playing against the Tennessee Titans at home. I think it was before the half, long field goal. Yo, AB, you know what I'm saying? Go back there if the kick falls short, return that thing.
Gotcha.
Man, that would have been 100. How many? But I had to run probably 140 yards on that play, and I got caught. I got caught at the 3-yard line.
By monkey jumped on you.
Monkey jumped. Not no monkey, like a beast jumped on my back. But
we gotta find that video too.
It's out there.
Oh man,
it's out there, bro.
I gotta jump. I gotta run. I got
that
old man, bro.
But now we as always, man, we appreciate y'all. That was a show. Good Thursday, Man to Man Pod. Y'all tap into the game tonight. Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, like D-Bud said, man, we're gonna have our Saturday's pick show. Y'all tap in with us. We'll give you the picks. We give you the money line against the spread, who we got, who we like together. As always, man, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the love. Y'all keep rocking with us. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace. Peace. Love y'all.